Fellas, this is not the year to settle for patchy beards or dull blades. Whether you're rocking a rugged lumberjack look or keeping it clean with designer stubble, the right tool makes all the difference. In this video, we're breaking down the top 5 beard trimmers. From precision edge masters to cordless beasts with battery life that just won't quit. We've tested the latest models, compared performance, features, and value. So you don't have to. And if you see one you love, I've dropped updated links with the best pricing in the description below. Coming in at number 5, we've got the Wahl Aqua Blade Deluxe. And let me tell you, this thing is basically the amphibian of beard trimmers. You can literally take this bad boy into the shower, which is honestly a game changer if you're one of those people who multitasks your grooming routine. The waterproof design isn't just marketing fluff either. It's genuinely sealed up tight with an IPX7 rating, so you don't have to worry about accidentally destroying a $100 investment because you got a little too enthusiastic with the water. What really impressed me about this trimmer is how it maintains its cutting power even when wet. A lot of waterproof trimmers feel like they're cutting through concrete when they get damp, but the Aqua Blade keeps that sharp, clean cut whether you're dry trimming at the sink or going full aquatic mode in the shower. The battery life is solid too. You're looking at about 90 minutes of runtime, which is more than enough for several weeks of regular use. The grip is textured in all the right places, so even with soapy hands, you're not going to fumble this thing onto your bathroom floor. Now here's where it gets interesting price-wise. The Wahl Aqua Blade typically runs around $89 to $109 depending on where you shop. That puts it in this sweet spot where it's not breaking the bank, but you're still getting legitimate quality. The included attachments are pretty decent too, with length guards from 1mm up to 16mm, so whether you want that 5 o'clock shadow look or you're maintaining a full lumberjack situation, it's got you covered. The only real downside I've found is that it's not the quietest trimmer out there, but honestly, for the versatility and build quality, that's a pretty minor complaint. At number 4, we're talking about the Braun Series XT5, and this is where things get really interesting for those of you with sensitive skin. If you're the type of person who gets irritation from pretty much every grooming tool you touch, this might just be your holy grail. Braun has this thing called their Skin Guard technology, which sounds like marketing speak, but it actually works by creating this micro-comb effect that lifts hairs before cutting them, reducing the tugging and pulling that usually leads to irritation. The hybrid design is what makes this trimmer stand out in a crowded market. You've got both a traditional trimmer head and a detailed trimmer built into the same device, so you can switch between bulk trimming and precision work without having to juggle multiple tools. The motor is surprisingly smooth and quiet, which might not sound like a big deal until you're trying to trim at 6 a.m. without waking up your roommate or partner. The blade system stays sharp for a really long time too. I've been using mine for about 8 months now and it's still cutting like it's brand new. Price-wise, you're looking at around $95 to $125 for the Series XT5, which puts it right in that mid-range sweet spot. It's not the cheapest option out there, but when you factor in the sensitive skin benefits and the fact that you're basically getting 2 tools in one, the value proposition makes a lot of sense. The battery performance is decent, about 80 minutes of use per charge, and it charges pretty quickly too. My only real gripe is that the length guards feel a bit flimsy compared to some other brands, but they do the job and haven't broken on me yet. Number 3 is where we start getting into the serious territory with the Panasonic ERGP84. And this thing is basically the surgeon's scalpel of beard trimmers. If you're someone who takes their facial hair seriously and wants every line to be absolutely perfect, this is probably going to be your new best friend. The precision on this trimmer is honestly kind of ridiculous. We're talking about 0.5mm increments from 1mm all the way up to 20mm, which means you can dial in your exact length with almost obsessive accuracy. What sets the ERGP84 apart is the cutting system. Panasonic uses these ultra-sharp Japanese steel blades that are honestly sharper than some kitchen knives I've owned. The motor is incredibly consistent too, maintaining the same cutting speed whether you're going through thick, coarse hair or fine, wispy stuff. The build quality feels professional grade. This isn't some plastic toy that's going to fall apart after 6 months. The ergonomics are spot on too, with a grip that actually makes sense for the way you naturally hold a trimmer. Which might sound obvious, but you'd be surprised how many companies get this wrong. Now let's talk money. The Panasonic ERGP84 typically runs between $140 to $180, which definitely puts it in the higher-end category. But here's the thing about professional-grade tools. They're an investment. This trimmer will literally last you years with proper care, and the precision you get is honestly worth the extra cost if you're serious about your grooming game. The battery life is excellent too. We're talking about 2+ hours of runtime, and it charges completely in about an hour. The only downside is that it might be overkill if you're just doing basic maintenance trimming. But if you want precision and professional results, this is your machine. Coming in at number 2, we've got the Philips Norelco Multigroom 9000, and this thing is basically the Swiss Army knife of grooming tools. If you're someone who likes to keep things simple and doesn't want to have 17 different gadgets cluttering up your bathroom counter, this is probably going to make your life a whole lot easier. We're talking about 23 different attachments here, and I know that sounds like marketing overkill, but they're actually all useful for different things. The versatility is honestly impressive. You've got your standard beard trimming guards, but then you also get body hair attachments, nose hair trimmers, detail trimmers for precision work, and even a hair clipper attachment that's actually decent enough to use for basic haircuts. The dual cut technology is where this trimmer really shines though. It's got these self-sharpening blades that cut in both directions, which means you get a cleaner cut with less passes. Less passes means less irritation, and less irritation means happier skin. The motor is powerful enough to handle pretty much anything you throw at it too, from fine facial hair to coarser body hair. Price-wise, the Multigroom 9000 sits around $110 to $150, which is actually pretty reasonable when you consider you're basically buying like 5 different grooming tools in one package. The value proposition is strong. Instead of buying separate trimmers for different body parts, you get everything in one well-engineered package. Battery life is solid at about 2 hours of runtime. And here's a cool feature. It has a quick charge option that gives you enough power for one full grooming session in just 5 minutes of charging. The storage case is actually useful too, unlike those cheap plastic boxes that fall apart immediately. And here we are at number 1, the Beardscape Beard Trimmer V2 by Brio. Now, I'll be honest, when I first heard about this trimmer, I was a bit skeptical because it's from a smaller company and not one of the big names we're all familiar with. But after using it for several months, I can say with complete confidence that this is hands down the best beard trimmer I've ever used, and I've tried a lot of them. The build quality is absolutely exceptional. This thing feels like it was engineered by people who actually use beard trimmers regularly, not just designed by committee in some corporate boardroom. The ceramic blade technology is what really sets it apart. These blades stay sharp longer than traditional steel, they don't heat up during use, and they're hypoallergenic, which is great for sensitive skin. The motor is incredibly smooth and quiet, but still powerful enough to cut through the thickest, most stubborn facial hair without any tugging or pulling. The ergonomics are perfect too. It feels natural in your hand, and the weight distribution is spot on. What really impressed me is the attention to detail in the design. The length adjustment system is incredibly precise and easy to use. The charging dock is actually well designed and doesn't take up half your counter space, and the battery life is outstanding. We're talking about 4+ hours of runtime, which is honestly more than you'll probably ever need. The Beardscape 5 runs around $189 to $219, which definitely puts it in the premium category. But the quality justifies the price completely. This isn't just a trimmer, it's basically a precision instrument for your face. If you're serious about your beard game and want the absolute best tool for the job, this is it. The only potential downside is the price point. But honestly, when you break it down to cost per use over the years you'll own this thing, it's actually pretty reasonable for the quality you're getting.